Welcome, this is Luke Smith with ruralvacantland.com. I've got another deal to offer to you. This one's next to Wendy's, hence the Wendy's picture here. And I don't have my regular setup because I'm visiting family in Sweden right now, so I'm going on the fly. This is the property. It's in Newberry County, South Carolina. It's a classic rectangle property on a busy main street part of town. It's 4 lanes. We've got 2 lanes going either direction. We've got a turning lane in the middle. We've got access to this stoplight to the side. We've got Walmart to the south of us. We've got Lowe's to the north of us. We share a parking lot with Walmart. I looked up the easements on this one, and we've got a 58-foot easement. Here's my corny drawing to the south here, right? But put a restaurant here, kind of property, and then put a driveway here that goes out, and then there's a skirt on the property. So this road comes, we've got an easement that goes through here out to the main street. There's a stoplight here. This skirt is to the property. And so this 58-foot easement that goes to the south of this property along south of Wendy's, this is Wendy's next door, is how you get in and out of here. So then we've got the property here. And probably my experience in a lot of these kinds of properties, we probably don't get a driveway like they have across the street here. We probably go through this route out to the highway. I keep calling the highway departments on these different properties. I'm like, hey, can we put in a driveway? And they say, well, it looks like you could go through the stoplight around the corner. We'd rather you did that than come out here and create more accidents. And so more and more of the properties I'm researching are that way. The highways, big busy roads like this where you want to have your retail location. They don't want you to have a driveway, and especially close to intersections. So different distances from the intersections play a big part into it too. Maybe you can. I'm not saying no. They didn't say no. I'm guessing we've got this access set up anyway. So let's go to the next slide. So here's a blown up picture of the property, and I'm not doing live moving the thing around because my internet connection's not very good, so I took pictures. So the property's here. It's next to Wendy's, and we've got all these big names in the area. So I was saying there's Lowe's across the street. There's Taco Bell. I think the key to this property is the traffic and the not only the traffic, the people driving by, but the traffic in each one of these locations along here is really nice customer traffic, and I'll get into that next. But this property across the street that Taco Bell is on, they paid $583,000 for this property, just across the street from us. $583,000, and that was 2017. You can look it up in all the data sets and everything. But 2017, they bought that property. They built the Taco Bell, and then they sold the Taco Bell for $1 million, whatever, something dollars. It's not comparable what they sell it for with a restaurant on there, up and operating. This is land. I think Taco Bell's got a little bit better access to the road, being right next to the ins and outs that they have over here going into Lowe's. And their property's a little bit bigger than ours. I drew this cartoon style. It's not exactly the size, but it's just trying to show the location. Ours is like 0.6 acres plus the easement in and out. Theirs is, I think it's 1 acre or 1.1 acre. They've got some extra space next to it. I doubt they fit another restaurant in there, but it's a good sized property that they got for $583. So I don't think we're fully $583, but we can get ours for $200,000 plus back taxes of like $6,000 or $5,999, like $6,000 in back taxes. The guys that bought this property before us bought it in early 2021 from a local bank that had a loan. They foreclosed on it and they auctioned it off. So I don't know that they auctioned it. They just sold a bunch of stuff, and the guys, our investment guys that bought it, and they bought it, and they didn't have any plans to use it. They didn't do any work to it. They didn't do anything. They just bought it for a good price and traffic and next to Wendy's. And then they bought it for $100,000, and they got my letter for $130,000 or something. And they said, okay, we'll take $200,000. But I mean, I started looking at Wendy's. Let's jump into the next slide. So there's Wendy's, Bojangles, Zaxby's. And I'm going to show that coming up, going down the list. And I'm focusing on these ones on this side of the street in the same parking lot as Walmart is down here. Walmart gets like 127,000 customers a month. Tractor Supply over here is like 20 something thousand customers a month. That's classic Tractor Supply. But this Zaxby's and these Wendy's, these two are like really good numbers. Bojangles, their numbers have been trailing off like across the board on all Bojangles. They didn't make it through. Maybe it's what they're selling or something. They didn't revive themselves through COVID like a lot of these other stores did. Wendy's now, if you guys look at statistics, Wendy's when's the last time you bought a burger at Wendy's? They're like $11 or $12. They're the most expensive fast food burgers in the marketplace. And now let's jump into their numbers. So here's Wendy's. I got this pulled up. And this doesn't say the monthly. This is the annual. But it's monthly. It's a little over 11,000 customers a month go to this Wendy's. A lot of Wendy's are much less than that. Now, what I wanted to show on this particular set of data is how many people go to the Wendy's on a regular basis. And it's been going up. Well, where was it? Yeah, average visit frequency is people visit the same Wendy's twice a month. That's really good. They got really sticky customers here. And then you've got visitors year over year. Look at this. It's up 26% in the last year. This is a Wendy's that's growing. It's not a down and out area. Like a lot of the properties that reply to my letters, like, hey, I want to buy your land. Like, yeah, I'll sell you this horrible thing. These numbers are going negative and down all across the area. That's who usually replies to my letters, right? But not this one. Year over, 2 years. So over the last 2 years, they're up 68%. That's a lot of people. And over 3 years, they're up 25%. It's like, it probably went down with some COVID stuff or something. But like all these numbers are positive. That's not very common in a lot of these, or they're just barely positive. But these are really strong positive numbers. I think that makes for a good place to go build another restaurant. Okay, so here's Wendy's percentile. I even drew a little star. Got 85 percentile. This is the main heap of Wendy's. So when you look up Wendy's, like what kind of traffic do they usually have? It's like the pile is around 5,000 customers, 5,000 customers a month. And the Wendy's that we're into is like 11,000 something. Over here, 85th percentile. There's like a couple 800 Wendy's or something that have better numbers, but there's like 5,000 that have, or almost 5,000 that have poorer numbers than us. We're in the upper 20%. This is like a really nice Wendy's. This is where you want to go build another Kentucky Fried Chicken or Burger King or something like it right next door. And usually you'd think you'd steal half of these customers, bring them over to yours, but usually when you have more fast food next to each other, Wendy's would go up and whatever you build next door will go up. They get a whole bunch of people because that's where people go. That's where the fast food is. Okay, let's keep going. Bojangles. So Bojangles, if we go down the line, it was Wendy's, Bojangles. Bojangles, I should have pulled up their metrics, but their metrics have been sinking across the whole chain of Bojangles. So, but this particular Bojangles is 67% percentile Bojangles. Like, there's a bunch of them that are less. Their normal customers are like, 2,000 and 3,000 a month or whatever. This Bojangles is 7,000. These are annual numbers here. 100,000 people a year go to this. Customers go to this location. And then so going down the line, then we got Zaxby's. Zaxby's is the next restaurant that has McDonald's across the street, that has Walmart to the background. So Walmart's parking lot has Zaxby's. This Zaxby's got a 93 percentile. So the vast majority of other Zaxby's, how many? 865 of them in this database, are less customers than this one in Newberry, South Carolina. This Zaxby's gets over 16,000 customers a month. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of customers for a fast food restaurant. Which again says this is a good place to build another fast food restaurant. Why we should buy this property and go sell it to somebody who wants to build a fast food restaurant here. So I dug in and I looked up, because like if we go back to this, just go back, right? Where was it? This one? There's a lot of names that are here, and there's a lot of bubbles that are other names that aren't even showing up. You got to click on them to see them. But like, it's got all these names, right? What else goes here? So I got software that says what else goes here, and that's where I got this from. So I did this void analysis, and I turned up um, the cannibalization, or I turned it down, so you just get stuff that doesn't steal customers from other restaurants around the area. And this one came up at the top of the list. This isn't maybe the best fit, but it's the top of the list, 100%. And they're measuring demographics and visits and frequent co-tenants. Like you got the same neighbors. These Long John Silvers, 45 Long John Silvers have Wendy's as a frequent co-tenant. Like they're usually, Long John Silvers are oftentimes right next to a Wendy's. They go after a lot of the same demographics. The demographics are really close fit, and they measure a bunch of other stuff about like education and drive times, and the list goes on and on of different things that this software measures. And it gets a lot of the data from all kinds of places. I ran this off of the customers that visit this particular Wendy's, these actual customers, and ran the demographics off of those people. So it's hard to get better than that. Okay, so, and this says 59 chains found up here. That's misleading, because I turned up the how many chains do they have in their network to like 500 plus. And if you take it down to like 100 plus, I mean, this number balloons up to a couple hundred restaurants that fit on this location. Okay, so jumping into terms. I'm excited about this property because of all those numbers next door, because of the statistics. I like statistical approach, and this one hits the statistics. And then we've got terms. So I've been doing this on a lot of the properties. The terms are 30-70. So you get 30% of the profits if it happens fast. I say profit split if sold on market in 90 days or less. 90 days or less on market. So we put it on the market and somebody shows up the next day. They do paperwork. And, it's 1 day on market. If it takes 75 days on market for somebody to say, okay, I want it, then we do paperwork. It's still the 30%. If they take 91 days on market and then they finally make the offer and we accept it and everything, and then you get 50%. So if it takes longer, you get 50%. This is time value of money kind of idea. It's a time spread. I call it a time spread. And the faster it goes, you get 30%. If it takes longer, you get 50%. You get a larger percentage of the profits. So you get more for putting your money out there longer. And I get rewarded for selling it faster. If I can get it sold really fast, then heck yeah, you get good, quick, easy money fast, or hopefully bigger money if it takes longer. And if it takes a while, maybe we take it to some of the auctions. I've been exploring some of the different commercial land auctions, and this last one just sold. I'm pretty excited about at auction. I think that could take the timeline and just close the timeline down. If it's not selling after a while, we'll just take it to commercial auction, put the reserve in there, and let it fly. So title, land trust. I'm using land trust on pretty much all the deals now. It helps in numerous ways of transacting these properties. And if you call me or talk to me off the recordings, I'll get into lots of the different positives of land trust. I mean, I could go on all day, but there's a lot of nice things about land trust. A couple downsides, but way more upsides than downsides. Cost. So 200 grand is the purchase price of the property. There's almost $6,000 in back taxes. I'm guesstimating $2,000 in closing costs. Hopefully it's less, but it comes out to about $208,000. I've got 25,000 of this one already spoken for. So that means I need another $183,000. You don't have to come up with $183,000. You could use some part of that, or all the 100 full at 183 if you want. Give me a call, give me an email, text me, reach out to me one way or another. I'm going to post this on landtank.com, so you could reserve it on there, or let me know that you want to go for some or all of this. Closing as soon as we can. So as soon as we get enough money put together, I think that's basically what it's waiting on. Marketing. We're going to market it through a commercial broker. I'm estimating it's going to cost 6 to 8% kind of commission. That's usually what I'm paying these people for these kinds of properties, and they'll go blast it all over the place and try to get it sold. So I'm Luke Smith. My phone number, 760-274-7711. I'm in Sweden right now, so the time zone's really wonky, but just give me a try. I'll call. I'll answer as much as I can. Or I misspelled this. Sorry. Ruralvacantland.com. I was trying to put this together before everyone gets back to the house. One more PS. Last note on there. There was a yeah, okay. So there's a Papa John's down the street down here that is for sale. At least it was a week ago, last I checked. And they're asking like 800 something $1,000. And it's a vacant Papa John's. It's still got like the pizza ovens and stuff. It's a drive through. They just didn't make it through COVID. And so you could buy the whole Papa John's. And so one red flag, like, why is this one empty? I mean, I went back through the numbers of visitor numbers. The visitor numbers have been horrible to this Papa John's, like, even before COVID. It's been an awful performing Papa John's. Maybe a different pizza brand. I mean, there's a Pizza Hut right here. Maybe there's some other ones. There's a Little Caesars. So you got Little Caesars, Pizza Hut, and Papa John's. Maybe that's the answer. It's just a flooded market. And they're down at the end of the street with the least traffic and least visibility. But I'm almost inclined to just lock that thing up and go start calling other pizza places and put that one into, put a new pizza place in there kind of deal. But the land, I've got a contract on the land, and the Papa John's is just wishing and dreaming. So if you're looking at the area, that's the thing that's for sale in the area. And if you're looking at land trade, the most recent trade I could find was pre-Taco Bell, turned into Taco Bell, $583,000. It's a pretty good price that those guys they usually know their stuff. They still paid that. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. It's Luke Smith, ruralvacantland.com. Feel free to reach out, ask questions, and hope you like this presentation. Here's contact information, and see you in the next one.